Watson.
Game.
I mean, Alex. I don't want to
Whatever
call
you
you
want.
Watson, Alex, and
Call me whatever you
Arthur.
want.
Yeah.
In the house tonight, talking about Sundance. Those are some great interviews. I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see more of them.
Yeah.
That's
Jared Hess and was really awesome, the director from Napoleon Dynamite in this movie. So, yeah, it'll be awesome.
You have a desire to get a film into Sundance someday?
I would love to someday. It's going to take a lot of work, but someday I would love to be in the spot where a lot of those people were. So we'll see.
Do you feel, a question for you, do you you guys are really into the filmmaking stuff.
Totes.
Do you really feel the energy up there? I mean,
I really feel the energy the first couple days. But then once Saturday and Sunday hit, when like all the crowds realize, oh, it's Sundance again, time to go to the celebrities and all these fangirls and guys. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of, for me, takes away the experience a little bit. But for the most part, I mean, the people who are serious about film are still there. So I don't know anything you want to add with that.
Well, it is an exciting, it just does feel exciting that there is a lot of energy there.
Yeah.
Like, people wanting to know what's going to happen, what about the movies and about the celebrities and directors. Definitely, I think it's a very kind of energetic place to be.
Totes. Yeah. So did we have a few questions, you said?
We sure did.
Awesome.
Red from the UK writes in, says, guys, how many Marvel superheroes are there? How many more characters / movies can they show or make?
There's an infinite amount of...
There's probably 1,000 at least.
Well, yeah, and some of them are quite ridiculous. There's one... this actually might be a DC character, but there's one that's he literally, his superpower is making underwear appear or something like that.
That would come in handy. You laugh at that, but when you need underpants...
How is that going to thwart, the Joker? Or how is that going to thwart... all these people. So they can still make them. They can keep going and making them as long as they want. I'm really glad they made Guardians of the Galaxy and that they're still going to continue to make that. That's my favorite personally. But, yeah, the answer is they have over 1,000, we'll say at least around 1,000 superheroes, whether they were main characters or side characters. So as long as they still have those characters, they'll keep making them. So.
And it seems like even the big time actor, everybody's trying to get in on the thing.
Yeah.
Bill writes in, says, what's your guys' take on the new Superman versus Batman movie coming up? We didn't talk about that.
We need a trailer. That's what I want.
Now, isn't there one out there somewhere? But it's based
yeah,
on footage.
But it's not very great. It's literally Batman looking pissed at Superman and Superman looking mad at Batman. That's literally all it is. I hear that we might get a trailer actually sometime tomorrow. That's just a rumor during the Super Bowl or something. Just a rumor. Who knows if that'll happen?
What do you think about a second Star Wars trailer?
I believe actually they are going to show a second Star Wars trailer. That actually might even be confirmed.
I don't know. I mean,
maybe it's Avengers. Sorry, that's what it is.
I heard during the Avengers.
It's already out. The new spot's already been released.
Well, no. They're going to show a new trailer for Star Wars when Avengers is shown in theaters.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So we'll see. I really am excited for that movie. I really like DC, not as much as Marvel, but I do like DC, and I feel like they could potentially make good movies as much as Marvel has. Christopher Nolan was obviously a big influence on the Batman, which has made, The Dark Knight, which has made a lot of movies, but I feel like they could have a chance of making good movies, and now they're starting to do it. So it's pretty exciting.
Well, I think they're very ambitious in their plans and hopes with all of the superheroes they want to get involved.
Yeah.
I think in some ways it might be a bit much all at once. I mean, because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, that it's Batman and Superman, Dawn of Justice, right? Is that what it's called?
I think so.
So it's almost like instead of doing, all these lead up films to a Justice League movie, they're kind of just starting off with one Justice League movie and then branching off into kind of individual films. I think that's what it's kind of looking like. I'm not sure exactly. It could work. I mean, you got to make good films. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the.
I heard also, though, that with Suicide Squad, which does sound awesome, however, I do heard that Will Smith pulled from it, and also Tom Hardy, so that's kind of sad. But they'll get some good actors for it. But, yeah.
A bunch more came in, and they're all in one email.
Okay.
Tracy is one of the University of Utah engineering students that there's a whole group of engineering students that listen to us all the time. Said, great show tonight, guys. Couple questions for you. One, your thoughts about the rumor that have come out that Christian Bale was never asked to be in the fourth movie, and yet he wanted to be.
That's official. That was actually something that actually happened. Christian Bale, well, okay, so this is what I've heard. So, because I've read interviews where Christian Bale, like right around when the third one was released, they asked him if he'd do it, and I read interviews where he said no. But now that it's kind of bigger again, I did read an interview where they asked him if he would have been in the other movie, and he said he would, but they never asked him about it. So, he could have changed his mind, which is totally cool. But that is something that he would have done, but they didn't.
Because I think
come
he'd
to
have
him
been
and asked.
perfect in a Batman.
I think he would have been good. Here's the thing: Ben Affleck, I'm not a huge fan of him.
No, I'm not either.
I mean, he's a great actor, I guess, and a good director.
You're so confident.
But as a person, it kind of.
Well, like in Daredevil, and
Well, yeah.
it's-
Well, I don't know if it's not necessarily fair to blame him for Daredevil,
No.
but
Tracy
he
writes
wasn't it.
Another question from the group of the gang up at the university. It says, what's the guy's thoughts on Star-Lord, a.k.a. Chris Pratt, might be the new Indiana Jones
that's actually-
and a complete reboot of that series?
That's
It's
actually
like she can read our minds.
That's actually the next topic we want to talk about. So perfect. So yeah, that's another big rumor that just happened, is that Disney is eyeing Chris Pratt to play the new Indiana Jones. It's not official, and heck, Chris Pratt could say no if he wanted to. But I feel like I talked a lot. I talked a lot about the last one. So what are your feelings about that with Chris Pratt?
Well, I love Chris Pratt, like, in a totally platonic way. I don't know him very well. I've never met him. But I like Chris Pratt. He's a really fun actor, and he just knocked it out of the park with Guardians of the Galaxy, and the Lego movie was a lot of fun, too. I think he'd do really good with Indiana Jones. They're probably going to reboot Indiana Jones, or at least have sequels or prequels, or however they end up doing it. I don't think we have to really. I think that's a pretty fair bet. I mean, Disney owns it, and they're probably going to want to make some money off it. But I don't know. I really love the first three Indiana Jones movies. Fourth one's all right. But it's hard to follow up on Harrison Ford, I think.
Oh, yeah. It's Harrison Ford.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be the guy following up on Harrison Ford on anything.
Well, and even speaking about that, some big rumors that happened not too long ago was that they said that for a Star Wars spinoff, that Aaron Paul was going to play Han Solo, like a young Han Solo. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
I think that could be good. Honestly, I love
good.
Aaron Paul. He's awesome.
I think Chris Pratt. The reason why I think Chris Pratt would do good in it is because the great thing about Harrison Ford is he's an amazing actor, but he's also a really, really good at doing comedy too.
Straight comedy.
Yeah,
Good
straight
kind of
comedy for sure. I mean, I don't think I've seen him anything wacky.
No.
But I mean, I just think that's what's great about Indiana Jones is that he's smart, he's clever, but then he delivers those one-liners that are just awesome.
Yeah.
And it's not like funny one-liners, like they are funny one-liners, but it's
not like
it's not cheesy. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. I just think it's wrong ticket or no ticket. Yeah, no ticket.
Yeah,
that's my favorite quote for sure.
It's not the Arnold Schwarzenegger kind of like, it looks like he lost his head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thing.
Totally.
They're kind of wearing out "I'll be back" though a little too much, I think. With
Yeah.
the new one. Oh, another quick question, then we'll move on. This is from Avery, and Avery says, "Please ask the guys, do they like the new Ted 2 trailer that just came out?
Have you watched it yet, Arturo?
You know, I saw it, and I said to myself, I want to see that, because I liked the first Ted a lot.
Oh, I love the first one.
I haven't. You'll have to...
Okay, well, I watched the second trailer. Very excited about it. Seth MacFarlane's awesome. I haven't seen A Million Ways to Die in the West. I need to, but I saw Ted. Loved Ted because it's just new and different. And that's the problem with comedies nowadays, is that we just get the same old comedy almost, it seems like. So it was cool to get a fresh new comedy. The only problem I have with Ted 2 is that Mila Kunis isn't in it. She had to turn it down because she was doing Jupiter Ascending. So they did the movie without her, and it just, like, the whole point of the first movie, and you know, this is a comedy, so I shouldn't take this too seriously, I guess, but I mean it's still an awesome movie, but I mean, I just think that it's, I think they made such a big movie about keeping Mila Kunis in Ted, and then, you know, she's not in the second one, so.
Yeah, it does seem like an awful lot of work. I mean, the same thing happened with Transformers, which, not a fair comparison, but it's like...
That's supposed to be kind of rebooted, to my understanding.
Oh,
in some way, shape,
please
or
no.
form.
And we are back.
I love the drums.
Oh, yeah.
That
Believe me, I
reminds
had this
of Planet of the
Yes. Or King Kong.
Apes. King Kong.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're back. We're back here. We got to give out a prize. How about we give out a prize? We have one of our sponsors, My Gamer Tag. It's an Etsy store. If you want to go on there to the Etsy store and just My Gamer Tag, one of our really good friends, he makes these awesome beanies, and we're giving out one free today.
Custom beanies.
Custom, yes, it's a custom beanie. Super awesome. You can get with him and talk with him about what he can and can do. So, yeah, if you want a free beanie, one of the really famous things for locals here is he puts the symbol UTG, which stands for Utah Gamer. But I'm sure he can do a few little other things. So, but we have a question for you to answer, and if you get it right, you will get the prize. So, let's get the number here really quick.
Yes. All right.
So the number here to call so you can get ready for it is, for locals, for Utah, is 801-254-5855. Once again, that's 801-254-5855. Call in. If you're outside the United States or just anywhere else, you can use this number, 1-888-919-2355. That's 1-888-919-2355. All right, here's the question for a free custom beanie. The question is, what is the brand of cough drop that me, Watson, gave to Jack Black? What is the brand of cough drop? So you can either hurry and jump on YouTube if you forgot and look it up of what brand of cough drop I gave to him. And yeah, people who call in get priority. So you could get a free custom beanie, and they are awesome. So call in. You can also jump on the chat and ask. Or also you can email me, Watson@jwatt, that's JWAT Productions.com. Awesome. So yeah, we're going to continue on with the show here. We were talking a little bit about a bunch of superhero stuff. Did we answer all the questions that we need to?
We did.
All right, great. So we're going to jump. We talked about Chris Pratt already with Indiana Jones. I think he'll do awesome. Let's continue to move on here.
All right, so let's talk about the Ghostbusters reboot.
Yes. First, if you don't mind, do you mind if I give a little background about? I mean, you know it too, I guess, about what happened with Ghostbusters. So originally they were going to make the third Ghostbusters. Oh, we got a call?
Yeah, you want to take the first one?
Yeah, let's take the caller.
All right, ready? Here we go.
Yep.
First caller.
Hello, caller. Welcome to Game and Movie Empire.
Hi.
The first one dropped.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Caller, welcome to Game.
Hey.
Hey.
Dead Son from the chat room.
Go ahead. Who's this?
Dead Son from the chat room.
Oh, hey, Dead Son. How are you?
Pretty good.
Awesome, my friend. Are you here to answer the question, or are you here to...
I'm gonna try.
All right.
I was not totally watching it, but was it CVS?
It is. Yeah, it was the CVS.
You have a good
brand.
memory.
You
Well,
do.
I'm also playing Destiny right now, so
Nice.
you know.
See, that's the best way to enjoy this show is just put it on, game,
Yeah.
and then listen to the show. So,
Well, and I'm in the chat room, so you know.
oh, there you go. Perfect, man. Wow, you know how to multitask. That's for sure.
Yeah, that's my job.
Cool. All right, man. So if you would email me, do you know my email? Do you need me to say it again?
If you post it in the chat room, that'll be cool.
Okay. Which chat room are you in?
The Inception Radio Network.
Okay.
Chat room.
Awesome. We'll post it on the chat room. Connect with me, and we'll get that beanie out there for you.
Awesome. Thank you
All
very
right.
much.
Congratulations. Thanks for
thanks.
supporting the
Thanks.
show. Hope you continue to listen.
Yeah, it's a great show. Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right, good night.
Have a good night.
We got another caller. Want to take another caller?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Hello, caller. How's it going?
Hey, good. How are you?
Doing great. Are you here to? We already got a winner for the beanie,
Unfortunately.
unfortunately. But is that what you're calling in for?
Yes, sir.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. What was your name?
Braden.
Sorry, one more time.
Braden.
Braden. Awesome, Braden. Well, do you want to ask a question or do you want to give an opinion about Spider-Man or Chris Pratt being Indiana Jones since you're on the air anyway?
Chris Pratt would be awesome. That'd be fun to see. I hope they don't do another Spider-Man reboot. That's
I agree with you on that
We
one.
kind of have our fill of those, don't we?
yeah,
No
no,
reboots.
that's too much. But thanks, guys. I'll try another time.
Yeah, please continue to listen, and thank you for your support, my
Yeah,
friend.
yeah. Thank
Okay,
you.
have a good one.
Take care, man. Good night.
Awesome.
Give me
Great
that.
people.
Let me go ahead and post that in Inception.
Okay.
Go ahead.
It's Watson at, and then it's JWAT, JWAT, and then productions.com. Cool beans, man. Awesome. So we're jumping in here. We have
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
So the cast. Let's bring up the cast list again really quick. I know for sure we have Kristen Wiig. So Ghostbusters was going through a lot of changes. Like Dan Aykroyd was huge on trying to make this third Ghostbusters. The biggest problem was Bill Murray didn't want to do it. Bill Murray was quite upset with the second Ghostbusters, and he with good reason. The second Ghostbusters, I thought it was still pretty funny, but I guess there was some pretty wacky moments with that. And then they went through this whole phase of like, let's make it animation, let's do all this. Finally, they decided to just reboot it entirely. Even from the beginning, however, even though if they were going to make a Ghostbusters 3, there was always a rumor of them doing Ghostbusters, but all female characters. So looks like that still came true. They're going to reboot the entire series. So, yeah. So have you taken a look yet of the cast list of who's going to be in there?
Well, I do know, obviously, Kristen Wiig and, is it Megan McCarthy?
I believe so.
From The Heat and Bridesmaids.
Oh, it's Melissa, I believe.
Melissa?
I believe so.
Yeah, you're right. It's Melissa.
Melissa McCarthy, who's hilarious. And, sorry. We're trying to load these all up here.
And then Leslie Jones.
Oh, you have them
So,
already
yeah.
right there?
So it's Kristen Wiig, Kate McKinnon, Leslie Jones, and Melissa McCarthy.
Awesome. So we have one, Kristen Wiig, who's a Saturday Night Live alumni. We have Melissa McCarthy, who's just hilarious. And then we have two people who are currently in Saturday Night Live, so that's interesting. What are your thoughts about having a female cast and the route that they're decided to take?
Well, it's a bit of a surprise. Let's face it, you don't get a lot of that nowadays. But, it's a good thing, really. Change is good. Getting more women in roles rather than just only men all the time, because that can get a little boring.
Well,
It'll bring a different atmosphere.
Well, these
I think.
girls are funny. Like all these girls that are in here are just flat out funny, in my opinion. Now, granted, just because you're talented in comedy doesn't mean you can take a script that's not very good and make it awesome. So I mean, they do have some really good writers. Some of them have written for The Office and stuff like that. One of the things that I'm interested in is that someone said, or one person wrote an article that said they want to make it scary, which I think is pretty cool. I mean, the original one, it scared me as a kid for sure, but like this one, they actually want it to be scary, which I thought it would. I think that would make a really good thing. I think that would be good to make it actually. That the video game terrified me. Like now, I was scared. Like you're going through the library and you go through the child section and it's all like kids laughing and stuff. That was super, super scary. We have Larissa. Did I say that right? Larissa Lee. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. She says about it, I love the idea of Kristen Wiig and Melissa McCarthy. Not sure about the other two. Don't know them. Yeah, you should definitely check them out on just on Saturday Night Live. That's where they're most dominant right now. They're really, really funny. Excuse me. And actually, one of them is brand new this season, and she gets picked up to be on Ghostbusters. So she's pretty lucky in that sense. So
I like the idea of it being a horror comedy. I think that horror and comedy go together like peanut butter and chocolate. I love Gremlins, and that's like I have to find a way to bring it up in this show. So yeah, just horror and comedy, always awesome.
Totally.
What do you think about some of these now? Like, there's been quite a few reboots. I remember there was the Starsky and Hutch reboot, and the Charlie's Angels reboot, and they were kind of put into more of a comical genre, more than serious. Now, a couple reboots that are coming up. I know one that people are starting to watch now is Mark Wahlberg. They're going to remake The $6 Million Man.
Right, I heard about that.
And there's some talk about it. Maybe I know Jim Carrey was going to do it for a while. I think with Wahlberg, it's probably not going to be funny. It's probably going to be kind of a serious thing.
Maybe, although Mark Wahlberg was really funny in Ted.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that could be. I mean, that actually goes into the other thing we wanted to talk about here is Disney. Disney is remaking all of their classic Disney cartoons into live-action movies. I mean, they did Maleficent, and now they're coming out with Cinderella. So, I mean, that's kind of, I guess we should talk about that. One of the biggest news that they just announced, I don't know if you heard of this, Pat, is that Emma Watson, the lady who played Hermione in Harry Potter, is now cast as Belle in Beauty and the Beast. Wow. And that's kind of the huge news right now. She announced it earlier this week, I believe. So I'm really excited about that aspect of it, but why don't you tell us a little bit about, because you mentioned you wanted to talk about this, how you feel about Disney remaking their things. Also, shout out to Taisley, who's listening right now. Go ahead.
Hi, Taisley. So I love Emma Watson. I think she'd make a great Belle. So totally cool with that. I just feel like those Disney cartoons are so classic. I feel like they don't need to be remade. I mean, you could argue that about any film doesn't need to be remade. If you are going to remake something, you better do it at least different enough that you don't get bored watching it, I think.
Well, see, that's my thing, and this is maybe why I disagree with you a little bit, is that I feel like they have. Maleficent was really focused on Maleficent. We didn't really have to watch Aurora.
I agree with that.
Now, Cinderella might be a different thing. I mean, I haven't seen the movie. It hasn't come out yet, and it's called Cinderella. So, and I believe Beauty and the Beast will be called Beauty and the Beast, and it'll follow the same story. But I feel like at least what I'm seeing they're doing is a good idea. Granted, Disney's doing... Well, Star Wars is its own script, I guess. But if they are rebooting...
Well, they're not
basically
rebooting.
That's what I'm saying.
Sequel.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying... I meant Indiana Jones.
Oh, yeah. I don't know.
But I mean, like, we need... The thing is we're suckers for them. In the end, we're suckers for them.
It's true. We
got to admit that. Like, I'm going to see them. I'm going to see anything that Disney remakes because I loved the cartoons as a kid. And I feel like, and I agree though, if they follow them to a T, they would be stupid. They shouldn't follow the cartoons to a T. They should explore other aspects of it. Yeah. I mean, Cinderella, the original story, is very dark. And
I don't think they're going that direction.
They might. I mean, they very might. I mean, heck, they did Into the Woods, and they followed it decently close as far as adult content goes.
Well, like, let me give you an example from the actual fairy tale. The stepmother had the stepsisters cut off their toes so that they could fit them in the slippers. So.
Which they actually show in the movie I just said, Into the Woods. Yeah, they actually
no
show
kidding.
that. Mm-hmm. And
That's
they
gross.
actually show it. Yeah, it's pretty awful. So, and then the stepmother does beats Cinderella, and I mean it's quite an awful experience for Cinderella. So it's not like you got to scrub the floor. Man, my life is awful. It's not
that is kind of horrible, but it could be worse.
Right, totally. So I'm really excited for Beauty and the Beast, however. I think that would be awesome. I wonder how far back they're going to go. Like, I wonder what their next movie is going to be after Beauty and the Beast. Do you think they'd make an Aladdin, or do you think that's too soon? Or do you think what other movie do you think they could remake?
Well,
which one do you hope? You know what I hope for, if you don't mind me saying.
Go for it.
I think Sword in the Stone would be pretty sweet.
Well, I think Sword in the Stone could be a good. I mean,
or maybe they call it Merlin. That'd be kind of cool.
They've done that.
Stop.
TV show.
I want a live action movie. Well, not that they didn't do a live action. Wait, did Disney do Merlin?
No.
See, that's what I'm saying.
It was BBC, I think. But no, I wasn't terribly fond of Sword of the Stone. It had some really cool moments, but
I love Sword of the Stone.
But I love King Arthur Legends. I don't know why. For some reason, I just like stuff about King Arthur. That was me trying to be funny, but thanks for the pity laugh.
Yes, I only laughed because you said you were trying to be funny.
Yes. I know. But I feel like they chose Sleeping Beauty and they took Maleficent. So I feel like they do Cinderella. Maybe they try to focus on something else. I don't know. I mean, like you make a movie about Beauty and the Beast, you focus on the Beast. I don't know. I mean, maybe his backstory or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It would be. I mean, yeah, it'd be really hard to focus on. I mean, maybe it would be nice to go in a little more detail about what he did to become. Because I know that he was an awful person, and then closed out the woman who was begging for for food. I think, and he shuts the door on her. But no, I think it might be cool to kind of. I mean, everyone's really into darker type tone stuff, ever since Christopher Nolan's stuff. But I mean, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it just shows more emotion. I mean, if you're a beast, I mean, you were a human who was a rich, powerful prince, and then all of a sudden gets turned into this horrified beast. Like, maybe we could actually delve a little more about like how that would actually, influence you as a person, a human being.
Well, it's kind of like a great metaphor when you put it that way.
Sure.
Like someone who's just really a beast of a person becomes a beast. It's poetic. It's
totally.
This is what I think, though. I think The Little Mermaid, if they were going to do another one.
Oh, that would be a good one. Well, we're going to continue our conversation here in a bit. We're going to take a quick commercial break and see you on the other side.
Hello and welcome back to the Game and Movie Empire Show. I'm Arthur, and I am here with Pat, and I'm here with Watson.
Hello, my friends.
Hello.
And we were just talking a little about reboots.
And a happy birthday to Phil Collins today.
Aw, nice.
I hope you're listening, Phil Collins.
Of course he is. On his birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two worlds, one family.
Speaking of Disney reboots.
Heart. Tarzan.
I mean, how many Tarzan movies have there been?
That is
Speaking
true.
of which. But yeah, we were talking about maybe movies that Disney might remake into a live action. Larissa from the chat, she said that she would love to see a Disney remake Hercules, but as a live action remake
Without The Rock.
The Rock. I think they did that.
They
actually.
just did. There was
yeah,
one of
they
them this
just
year.
did. Oh my!
but not the Disney version of Hercules.
Oh.
She asked who we think should play as Meg in Hercules, and my answer to both of those questions is Chris Pratt.
So no, well,
The
seriously,
Rock has come back to play Hercules.
has come home. Anyways, I think Meg. You know who'd be a good Meg? Liv Tyler. Well, actually, no, because Liv Tyler isn't too sassy. She needs to be sassy.
She's put on quite a bit of weight, too.
Tina Fey. No,
She's a little.
she needs to be.
She looks like Sarah Palin.
She does look like
Anna Kendrick
Anna Kendrick. Well,
should be in every Disney movie.
well, I'm sure. Yeah, that actually would probably make sense of what they put her in.
And who? Forgive me. The guy who plays Captain America. What's his name?
Chris Evans.
Wait, what?
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans. Chris Evans. Anna Kendrick.
There
All
you
right,
go.
I'm good with that. Go ahead.
Anyway,
Yeah, so that's basically it with that. Yeah, so we'll move on to our next subject. We Arthur, you kind of brought up that you want to talk about
Sure,
this. So
sure.
let's we're kind of switching over to a little bit of video games. We talked a lot about Nintendo first, so we thought we would kind of heavily talk about.
Yeah.
Oh, we're going to talk about
So-
Fantastic Four for just a minute.
Oh yeah,
The
let's talk
trailer?
about
Sure, go for it.
Fantastic
Because that
Four.
came out of nowhere.
It did really. I mean, I wasn't expecting anything like that.
Did you guys see it?
I saw the trailer.
Nitty gritty, dirty, kind of.
Yeah, once again, it's really early, so we didn't get to see a whole bunch, but already I really liked the fact. The reason why I didn't like the other Fantastic Fours, okay, I didn't like the first one. The second one was better, was because they focused so much on like the other side of being superheroes that they didn't show them being superheroes very much.
I didn't like it because
That was my
having
thing.
Michael Chiklis as the commish and then playing the Thing.
Yeah, I don't.
And what was the series he was in where he was the bad cop?
Shield.
Shield.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. I haven't seen it, but I think that's what he was from. He was actually on American Horror Story this last season, which was pretty awesome. Anyway, but no, I think it was really cool. I mean, for what we got to see, but like there's really not a lot to talk too much about it. I mean, apart from it was dark, it was gritty, it looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, visually very stunning. Special effects have gotten so much better nowadays. I don't think you have to think about that anymore. Making big movies, but
Yeah.
it's really too early to tell. I would say,
But I'm going to see it, obviously. Duh.
Sure.
But one thing I do want to bring up is the fact that supposedly the rumor is, well, Fox has announced that they're making a Deadpool movie.
yes,
They've also announced that it will take place in the X-Men and the Fantastic Four universe. I'm hoping and praying, and I do believe Ryan Reynolds is playing Deadpool.
that was going to be the plan. I don't know if that's still the plan.
Well, he's the one who announced it.
Oh, well, then that would make sense.
Yeah, I mean, he put it on his Twitter and stuff, so I assume that's what it is. I hope, and probably one of the biggest reasons why I'd watch Fantastic Four is in hopes that they would tease something with Deadpool, because that would be awesome. That is a movie that people have been begging for, and I'm glad that people finally...
Let's talk about that, though, because thinking about Deadpool, like Deadpool, he's the guy that breaks the fourth wall all the time. I mean, not very serious, very violent, and like...
Anti-hero.
Yeah, and it makes me wonder, how do you do that with... trying to match that with the tone of X-Men and this new Fantastic Four? Like, I think that'd be kind of hard.
In his own movie, I think that'll work. It would work a lot better. But then, yeah, when you put him with other characters, I think that does, unless it's his own movie. Because if it's own movie, you can be inside his head.
True.
You can do other things. I feel like the video game, at least I didn't get to beat it, but what I played did a really good job at doing that. So yeah, that's what I would say, is that if they did their own movie, it seems like it'd be a lot easier to do. But we'll see. My one thing with Ryan Reynolds is he's funny, he's sarcastic, but is he crazy? That's something that I haven't seen from Ryan Reynolds, because there's parts where Deadpool is just flat out insane. Like, he is insane, period.
I agree.
I mean, he's funny. Sometimes he's a villain, and
he's definitely an anti-hero.
Right. I'm not saying he goes so crazy like the Joker or anything, but
Sure.
he still has moments where, I don't know. So, that'll be interesting to see for sure.
Well, and I think it's sometimes hard to do those types of movies because, like, you're like, oh, well, this guy isn't a hero. He's a terrible person, and he's kind of funny, but I don't like him. Like, how do you actually make a film out of that? Like, I think that would be really tough, honestly.
Yeah, well, there's a few movies that we're not supposed to. Breaking Bad.
Sure.
Breaking Bad. We're not supposed to like Bryan Cranston. Not that we're not supposed
but he definitely has like an evolution of his character. Is
Right.
Deadpool gonna go through this evolution?
I don't know. I don't know.
Speaking of Bryan Cranston, there's some rumors that he's not. That could get reignited.
We can't
again.
ruin Breaking Bad again, okay?
I know.
We did give out some big spoilers, but I think it is safe to say, I do hope that he makes some kind of appearance in Better Call Saul.
I agree.
I don't know what. I don't know how. I'm going to watch it every single episode to find out if he does. And, Bryan Cranston's definitely really big on teasing about that kind of thing. So
If it, in some ways, any way that it overlaps with Breaking Bad, I will
for
love.
sure. Totally.
Because I just, between Aaron Paul, Bryan Cranston, so good.
Something we keep forgetting to talk about, and I apologize.
Yes.
We need to announce something. So Pat's show is awesome. We still have 10 minutes. We still have a lot of things to talk about, and we still have our last prize to give away. But we wanted to announce something so that we can still, so that we don't forget again.
Yes.
So Pat's show you can still check out every Saturday night, 6 to 10. And we are the last Saturday. We join his show. We're still a part of his show. But we wanted to do something weekly that we could still, interact with you guys. And you guys talk about that you want something weekly. So what we're going to do is we don't want to interfere with Pat's show because so we're going to do it on a different day. We're going to do it on Thursday. And we're also, Pat, we're still going to have people, we're going to advertise your show. We're letting him know this now, I guess. It's probably not a good thing. We should have let you know this beforehand. But what we want to do is we want to do, we're going to do, so every Thursday night at about, it'll be 9. That's what we decided.
Yeah, about 9.
Yeah, 9. We're going to do YouTube streams. So we'll just go on our YouTube. We're going to do live. We're just going to do live events. We'll chat with you. We'll talk with you, and we'll just talk about weekly things, maybe an hour or two, just depending on what we want to talk about. And then every once in a while, we're going to do a Twitch stream, and you guys
maybe like once a month we do a Twitch stream.
Yeah, or every other.
Yeah,
really
however
whatever we want to do, or whatever you guys suggest us to do, and what you guys want us to play. So
Definitely.
Yeah, so this Thursday coming up, we're going to actually do a Twitch stream. And if you guys want to suggest games that we play, I have Far Cry 4, I have Grand Theft Auto 5, I have Alien Isolation, I have PT, I have... what's the one that's the really scary one that we always...
Outlast.
Outlast.
We'll never beat
try
that
to get
game.
through Outlast.
You could do Slender Man. Oh,
yeah.
jeez.
So that's what we're going to be playing. So we're going to do a Twitch stream this Thursday at 9 p.m. So jump onto our Twitch. Just type JWAP Productions. And then that's what we'll do on Thursdays. And then always, and then on Saturday, listen to Pat's show from 6 to 10 Mountain Standard Time. So we just wanted to announce that. We still have a few minutes left. But we just wanted to announce that to kind of... just so that we don't forget again.
Yeah, and hopefully, we'd love to have you guys keep listening. We really appreciate you. It's
course.
been
To
really
us
great so
and
far.
Pat's show.
Definitely.
So, cool. So we have a few minutes. We have one last thing to give away, but then we also have a lot of things we wanted to talk about, and it's kind of a big subject. So maybe we can save some of it for Thursday. All right. Well, then, do you want to just tell them about the last thing we're going to give away,
Sure,
and then maybe
yeah.
we can talk about.
We'll have a
about
short preview, maybe, of what we can talk about on Thursday while we
Okay,
stream.
yeah. So what we're going to talk about when we stream is
So, at Sundance, they had Oculus Rift, as well as the Samsung, and they had the Google Cardboard, which is kind of like a ghetto version of virtual reality. So you've got
way to
different...
talk down our prize.
I'm
It's
not
awesome,
against
though.
ghetto
It
things.
is awesome, though.
I have one. But anyway, so we are going to be giving away one of these Google Cardboards. It's fun. It really is.
It's awesome.
Like, what's great about it is it'll work on any phone. And for those that don't know, so you've got Oculus Rift and you've got the Samsung. What is it called?
I'm not sure, but
Whatever.
I played it.
The Samsung headset that's also partnered with Oculus. They're just 3D virtual reality headsets. And Google's like, well, shoot, man, we can make that cheaper. And they're like, we'll make it out of cardboard, show you. So they make it out of cardboard. You just fold it out. It's like some crazy cardboard origami. And that is what we're going to be giving away. It's a lot of fun. Any phone, you can just download some apps really easily and have a fun VR experience just with your phone and a piece of
And
cardboard.
VR stands for virtual reality.
Yeah, sorry,
So-
I shouldn't assume everyone knows that.
Yeah, and so basically it's pretty cool. Like there's an app that you can get where most of them are kind of like you watch a movie kind of play out, but you literally use your phone, you put the Google Cardboards on your over your eyes, and you can look around, and literally as you look around, you it makes it so that you look around with the device. It's pretty awesome. So you can see a 360 view of whatever you're watching. It's pretty amazing. So we're going to be giving that out. Do you want me to say how we're going to pick winners? All right. So just like we do at the end of every show, to our YouTube channel, we have gameplay videos. We have funny short videos. Now we have interviews with Jack Black, James Marsden, Jermaine Clements, and Sam Rockwell, James Franco. So if you guys want to check those out, you can go to our YouTube channel. We're going to do a subscribe-a-thon type thing. So, and if you're already subscribed, don't worry. Go ahead and either message us on YouTube or send us a message on Facebook, just JWAT Productions. And so everyone who wants to get these sweet Google virtual reality devices, all you have to do is go to youtube.com/user/JWAT Productions, subscribe to us, and and if you like I said, and so after you subscribe to us, we'll get emails of people who subscribe to us, and then we're gonna pick a winner to get this virtual reality. And if you've already subscribed to us, don't worry, you can still get one. All you have to do is message us on Facebook, or if you know me personally on Facebook, you can message me, or you can tweet at us at JWAT Productions, and also my personal Twitter, which is at Waddy McFly. So definitely want that. Seriously, it is awesome. Virtual reality on your phone, Google Cardboard. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's fun. I was passing it around with my friends last week after we got it, and they all had fun.
I showed
It's
my
so
mom.
dumb.
I showed my mom, and she was just like freaking out. She was like, "Oh my gosh, what's going on?"
There's just something fun about being in the movie. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like who doesn't want to?
And so that's what we're going to probably talk about during our Twitch which is just JWAT Productions, JWAT Productions, and so we're going to talk about that, and we're going to talk about virtual reality and our different experiences of virtual reality. I got to go when I went to Sundance. I got to do this virtual reality where you were a bird. So literally you lay down on this machine and it had wings on the side, and you flapped and controlled yourself, and it was over like a city. It was the craziest thing, Pat. And you would like flap your wings and you would fly and you would like dive, and there was like a fan right in front, and so it like sped up, and so it literally there was a couple seconds, where I felt like, and like you look to your left and you look to your right and you could see your big old wings and stuff. So yeah, it was pretty awesome. But sadly it's that time where we get really sad. The 4 hours has already flown by. So
Goes by so quickly.
it does. So we'd like to thank Pat overall, Fringe Radio. Just because our show's over doesn't mean, that the show's over. Every Saturday,
Yes.
Pat has his show, and it's awesome. Like he mentioned, he has some really cool guests coming up.
Yep.
Who do you got lined up next week?
Yeah.
Astronaut Abby will be here, and Patty Conklin will be here, and we've got one other guest we're just waiting to coordinate some timing with, and of course our good friend Bill Forte, who is putting all that stuff out on YouTube. He is just a editing animal. Want to thank him, and people can go out there and check out all these great interviews that we've had.
Please do.
And all the commercials are gone, all the news is gone. And so it's just the raw interviews.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Right on, man.
Good work, Bill.
Well, I guess that's it for us.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a lot of fun. Thanks for all that supported us. I'm Watson.
I'm Arthur.
I'm Pat, and we'll see you here on the game in the game group in a month goes pretty quick.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
We'll have a great guest for you. Thank you, guys.
Good night, everybody. Take care.
Good night.